Have you noticed there's something different with our food lately? Like really different. You know, things don't break down like we think they should. They don't maybe get moldy. It's questionable where certain things come from. There's a lot of questions right now here in the US about our food system. Go ahead and check out some of these videos and let me know what your thoughts are.
Look at this. I'm not sure how much chicken you guys have prepared in the past, but how much of you all remember the chicken just kind of separating on its own, pulling apart without any effort? Why? What is this part of the chicken, y'all? You remember your chicken coming apart like this? This is coming right from the Kroger bag. This is their chicken, and you can see right out of the bag the lines are there, and it just comes apart.
Have you guys seen that story about Dave's Killer Bread, and that they found very high levels of glyphosate in their bread, particularly in their white bread done right? I've been buying Dave's Killer Bread, in particular, the white bread done right. I couldn't tell you how many years I've been buying that. Couldn't tell you. Many years. That is the only bread I ate. It's the bread I gave my son, because I thought I was doing something good. I was trying to be a smart consumer. I was in the fitness industry for a long time. I try to eat very healthy, try to do well for my son. Spent almost $7 on each loaf of that just to get poisoned with glyphosate. I hate it here, guys. If that doesn't tell you, by the way, I've been making my own bread now, and the second I learned how to make bread, and I made a loaf, and it was so much better than anything I've ever bought in the store, and I have never bought a loaf of bread since. That's what we need to be doing. It's so unfortunate. I know we're busy, and we shouldn't have to do these things, but if you have to learn how to make things and do things for yourself, because they're just trying to everything.
Okay, so everyone in the US is showing how their bread does not dissolve underwater and is pretty much rubber. I want to show you Australian bread underwater. Alright, straight away.
Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think what's happening right now is what black people have been saying for the longest time. And hey, maybe some white folks knew about this, but all I know is that from where I first started hearing this complaint is from black people. And listen, black people are not crazy when they say some things, and that's just what I've realized, because majority of the time when they say something, the reception of people first starts taking it as a conspiracy, right? But as time goes by, it keeps on proving what they've been saying. All this thing that is happening right now, it was happening to black people, because the fight was against black people. But now the elites extended their hands towards now the American citizens. Now they want to deal with American citizens, not just black people, because initially they started with black people. Didn't you ever heard the complaint of poisoning of water that went to the black communities? And the foods, the plastic foods that people are being sold. So people are getting to see the truth. White America are getting to see the truth, and people are not ignoring it anymore. They are coming out and talking about how the elites are trying to do away with the coming generations. There's so many foods that they are being exposed to which are not healthy. And people are noticing something weird about the food. Something is wrong with the food in America. And somebody and some people are noticing this right now. But I'm going to just say up front, black people ever said about this, because they saw samples of food that was being given to the black community or shared in the black community that was exactly same as what white people are succumbing to right now. Brothers and sisters, this video, I got it from our homestead journey, and surely shares great perspectives in the takes of this, because none of this really feels right. And I think there should be a lawsuit against the government, against the elite, because what they're doing is harming human life. These are foods that are not worth appreciating. The smart people are going off grid, planting their own foods, getting their own water, getting their own source of energy, because they know that this is already messed up. Brothers and sisters, I want you to watch this video, and then I'm gonna be back. I'll be sharing my thoughts in regards to this. As you know, I'm your host and presenter, Generic Stories. And if you watch me for the first time, you know I'm asking you to please subscribe to the channel, join the membership, and really get to see what I can offer you. But until then, let's get into it. I'll be back.
Found out something today that really pisses me off. I saw a video yesterday about our cheese that we get at the store. 90% of them all use a rennet that is made by Pfizer. So I decided to go down a rabbit hole, and I looked into it, and sure as shit, Pfizer makes a bioengineered rennet. And so I was like, well, hopefully it's not the cheese I love. I love Tillamook cheese. Love it. We use it all the time. And sure as shit, right here, I googled it. They use bioengineered rennet from Pfizer. And so in that video I saw yesterday, they mentioned if you're going to use cheese, make sure you get European cheese. So now I got to find a cheese that I like that's European, and where to find it, and how much is it, and I have so many questions, and I am so pissed off. How do you feel about this? What cheese do you use? It doesn't use this crap. Please let me know in the comments. I would love to know.
The fact that so many of us have both cans of corn in our pantry says that this change happened pretty recently. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me show you, because this has been making the rounds on social media, and you might want to check your corn. You know, I went through every can of Great Value that I have in there to see if any of them have this, and nothing has it except for the corn. And let me show you what they changed. Well, first of all, the calories doubled. Almost everything in the nutritional label doubled. So ingredients: corn, water, salt. Corn, water, salt. But now it's a product of Thailand, and what everybody's talking about is the California warning label. Every Great Value can that I went through, this is only on the corn that comes from Thailand. So my best guess is that it's coming from the pesticides used in Thailand. They very specifically removed the "it's great for you," this little guy here. And if you go look up on their website, so you can pause and read, for them to put that icon on it, it has to meet all of this. And clearly the new cans do not, and they've got the California cancer warning on there. So there's that. So you might want to check your corn.
All right, explain to me the weird world we live in with our food and where it comes from. So right here, I'm in Florida. It's my feed station. It's been here for 5 years. Taking a lot of deer off of it, a lot of critters. There's my stand down there. Call that the guard tower. Well, the church brought the fire station a bunch of fruits and vegetables and bread and stuff. And I noticed we had like literally cases of it. They were going to throw it away. I put this out 3 days ago. Got my camera right there. 3 days ago. There's tracks all back here. I just filled the corn up again. They came to eat here, whatever. In what world do wild animals not eat grapes and apples? Especially deer. Hogs, wild hogs. We have a ton of wild hogs here. Got pictures of them. They haven't touched it. That is strange to me. Not even a bird has eaten any of this. Nothing. That's what you're putting in your body, folks. I don't know what it is. It's weird.
It's 3 a.m. and I just went down a rabbit hole. This food ain't real. This food is not real. This is bread. Mind you, I'm watching videos, so I remember that I had some buns in my pantry that I hadn't gotten rid of because I wanted some turkey burgers one day and I never used the rest of the buns. And I'm like, I know they should have maybe expired like December. It's January 7th. Y'all, this is the bread that should be expired. It should be molding or molded at this point. Why am I wringing it out like a dry, like this ain't food. That's not food. Y'all, I'm traumatized and I don't know what I'm gonna do, but now you're traumatized too.
This is what they feed our kids. This is a chicken sandwich, but this is how it looks. Look at this. This is ridiculous. But this is what they feed our children. This is what our children have to eat. And this is why I have to always have some healthy snacks, because who wants to eat this? This is what they opened up to. Crazy.
So crazy how David's killer bread just got exposed for having glyphosate in it, and all of a sudden it's buy one get one free. All of a sudden it's buy one get one free.
And in case you needed more proof that the government is trying to harm us, I bought this bread months ago. This is the expiration date. It is best used by December 28th, 2025. It is currently February 10th or 11th of 2026. This bread has absolutely no imperfections, nothing. And I used to have to like freeze my bread, the same bread like years ago, just because it went bad on me so quick. So I don't know what they're doing, but they're getting us fake bread.
So I've had the ability to go into certain like big box stores recently, like several times a day. I'm talking about Costco, Sam's, BJ's. And one thing that has shown me, there is absolutely no way that anything, when I say I mean anything that we're eating is actual food. Nothing. And I say that to say, when you see how much, first of all, I'm gonna speak on Costco itself. That place is busy from the time it opens to the time it closes. I'm talking about shoulder to shoulder, people just everywhere. Big items, everything big. You got shelves on top of shelves. When this pallet run out, they got a pallet right behind it ready to put out more food. The rate that we are over consuming, y'all. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm going in these stores several times a day. It's busy nonstop. Several times a day, we are over consuming. That nothing grows that fast. And I know what somebody gonna say, oh, it's farms all over the world, all that stuff. Yeah, all over the world, feeding them countries. Think about it. I mean, just really think about it. Think about the food that's going to every Costco in your city, every Sam's in your city, every BJ's just in your city. Just in your city. Then think about all the smaller stores, the Publixes, the Krogers, the Aldis, the Trader Joe's, or whatever store is in your area, Fry's, Safeway, whatever stores are in your area. Think about all the food that's going there too. Think about all the food that's on the shelves, all the food that's in the freezers, all the food that's in the coolers, all the food that's on its way. Then just think about the natural cycles of life. All of it. Nothing grows that fast. This is like, I made a video a couple years back and I took it down because people were trying to come at me talking about, oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Human hair, nothing grows that fast. There's a natural cycle that these things have to go through, whether it's an apple, a carrot, hell, even growing a damn cow. Birthing and the natural process, nothing goes that fast. Even if you pump it with steroids, which I'm pretty sure they was probably doing that at one point, there's nothing that grows that fast. I need people to really think about it. And everybody's saying, oh, eat healthy, eat. Nothing is actual food. You cannot convince me, bro. I'm watching people leave, come. Baskets full of paper towels, baskets full of tissue, baskets of apples, meats, big hunks and chunks of meat that's going out all day. They replace it with more. Where these cows? And let me tell you, I do see. I'm in North Carolina, so I get to go out to outskirts too. So I see farms and stuff like that. It ain't that many cows out there. Not enough to keep reproducing. It's not enough. You cannot tell me. I remember just sitting there, and I know people were probably looking at me like I was crazy. I was just sitting there in awe when like it really just clicked. Like, bro, ain't none of this shit real. I don't know what it is, but it's not real food. It doesn't matter how healthy or how terrible. All of it is garbage. All of it. When somebody said it, the best way you can probably survive right now is buying straight from a farm. Straight from the source, because I'm telling you, there is no way. And not only that, but the amount that we're consuming just of other stuff. Paper towels, trash, aluminum foil, paper plates, paper napkins, paper cups. Where is it all going? All right.
FYI, people, this is Walmart chicken, aka lab meat chicken, versus the meat market chicken. Know what you're eating, y'all.
I'm disgusted. I opened these chips, had them a million times, and I go to put one in my mouth. I don't even know how to show you, like, these are potato chips. They're supposed to be crunchy. They're all like, I've never seen this before in my life. Did it get wet in here? Which, like, gross. You shouldn't be able to do that. Like, ew. Ew. Someone, like, sucked on all of them and shoved them back in the bag.
This was a big realization I had when I left the US. Our food supply is almost fully synthetic, bro. We've all seen the fruit that looks like rubber. I've never seen fruit that looks like that outside of the US. Also, back home, our grocery stores mainly sell us pre-packaged meat that is covered in nitrates to preserve the meat and give it that red color. But these same nitrates cause botulism in our bodies, which is no joke. Botulism attacks the body's nerves and causes difficulty with breathing. It causes muscle paralysis and even death. And the pesticides they're spraying on our fruit and vegetables doesn't help much either. And if you want real food in the States, you're paying an arm and a leg for it. If you've been eating clean and exercising regularly, but you're still noticing your body is inflamed, that's why. I'm currently in the Philippines, and most meats aren't even pre-packaged. They're also not as red as what we're used to seeing. And when you eat it, it's like the food actually gets turned into energy, instead of making you feel sluggish and bloated. Like, what the are they doing to our food supply?
So it's really interesting. You know, it used to be that when you go to the grocery store, if you want to get real food, just stay away from things that are packaged, stay away from things that say, you know, GMO, all this and that. But now, I mean, you can even get things that are, you know, considered natural, that it just grew from the ground or grew from a tree. And there's issues with it. There's questions. A lot of people are not trusting food anymore, and I think that's why there's such a big push to try and learn how to grow your own food, to start growing something I know a lot of people say that they're in small spaces, they, don't have the ability to grow where they are, but even if you're in an apartment, you have a small balcony, a small patio, you can even get those vertical planters. In fact, I'll put a link down, I'll pin it in the comment section, or I'll put it in the description box, but I will put one of my favorite tools to grow in small spaces, and you could produce a lot of food with a lot of ease. So it's not hard at all. I think you will really enjoy it, but check it out if you kind of fall into that, that space of, hey, I want to grow, but I don't feel like I have enough room. Definitely check this out. But that's why I think there's such a big push to it, along with other reasons as well. But, there's so many questions on the practices now with, raising livestock. And then there's questions about, meat that is grown in a lab. And I mean, it just goes on and on. And it's crazy because, in other countries, they already have these bans or they don't allow certain things. But here in the United States, it's quite different. And I'm glad that a lot of people are realizing, that there are issues with the food system, and a lot of people are trying to take, a little bit more agency over their food and go to local farmer markets, grow some food themselves, stay away from certain things, educate themselves a little bit more, because there's a lot of things that we don't know, right? So it starts with education, and there's so much that you can research online now. It's within everybody's reach if you want to have the information. So I think it's really great that people are waking up to that. And I know we have been on just like a healthy eating, health food journey for many years, my husband and I, because a long time ago, we had different health concerns in our youth. I mean, we were very young, and we were able to pin it back to food and what we were eating. And, after making those changes, we were able to get better. Okay, I won't go into too many details, but for the sake of this platform, I'll just say, we got better. But yeah, and we do notice, if we start to eat other things, if we start to eat certain things again, then we'll start to have certain symptoms, so really food is like medicine, guys, and what you put into your body really does affect you. So all that to say, I'm glad people are paying attention to the food supply, what's going on. If you've noticed anything questionable or you have any doubts about certain things, let me know. If you've become privy to some new information, share down below as well. I know people really like to learn from each other's experiences, and I like to read the comments. So thank you so much for sharing that in advance. And I hope you're well. Take care, everyone, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the channel. I'm hoping that you are doing great from wherever you're watching me from. I'm your host and presenter, Genok Stories, and the truth is out. And probably you've seen the truth. Tell me, have you succumbed to this situation? Was you surprised when you saw this? You went to the supermarket or a grocery store or just a store to get something. But when you get back home, you realize something is weird with what you just bought. Maybe you're trying to cut the oranges. You feel like it's not like an orange. It feels like a golf. It's so hard. It's so elastic. It doesn't feel real. Tell me, have you succumbed to this instance? Because now Americans are waking up and they are trying to talk about this. It's not safe for everyone. Somebody said that I knew I wasn't crazy. Food is supposed to give you energy, but every time I eat, it's like I immediately feel drained. Yes, they have to do this to you because there are a couple of things that they are doing that when you are energetic, you'll fight it. They want a sedated society. They want you to be like zombies. Whatever thing they say, you fall for it. That's what they want. And that's why they're trying to take control. Control of everything. Control of what you eat. Control of what you don't eat. So that's how it's going. Right? Somebody's saying that the fact that we can't come together and protest this is insane. I don't know what to say about that. But honestly, America needs a revolution. You all just need to figure it out how you're going to do it. Somebody's saying that I'm shocked that people are surprised by this. They've been poisoning us for decades. This is why everyone has cancer and autoimmune disorders. It's not just cheese, chicken, and bread. It's everything. It's everything. Somebody saying that food companies are poisoning us. And it's true, because they're the corporate America. They control everything, and they do what they want to do. The world knows how poisoned your food is. That's why no one else buys it. If they feed you cancer at one end, they can charge you to cure it at the other end. Another win-win for corporate America. It has always been about the profits, and I told you, it has always been about the profits. When the elites learn that they can let you be, they're now starting to trick you so that they can get money out of you. That's what they're happening. Because they know when they make you sick, you'll pay for it on the other end when you go to the hospital. And that's how it goes. And that's how it happens. Somebody said that I go to the farmers market and butchers. I still can't believe the US has destroyed so many farmers and their farms. Yeah, because it's a fight against what you guys are eating. And I think you should know it. And that's why a lot of people are going off grid. Because they don't trust the government anymore. And ask yourself, why is the government banning people from using certain kind of seeds? Ask yourself that question. There could be a couple of reasons. Most of them, you know them, right? Somebody saying that wild animals don't eat things they don't recognize as food. Somebody say that this is why I tell my people in Kenya, the agricultural community, you don't know how good you have it until you go to other countries. Because in Kenya, all my life we grew everything. We grew everything we ate. Everything, it was like homestead. We ate meat from our own cows, milk from them too, chicken from our own organic free-range chicken, and eggs from them too. We grew vegetables and used that in cooking. We grew corn and used that all year. We grew wheat and used that for the bread and chapati. We are eating super healthier in Kenya than these first world countries. I don't know how to go against this because what he's saying is true. As a Kenyan who coincidentally just read this comment, I believe what he's saying. Indeed, I believe what he's saying. But I think for most of Americans, what you can do is for you to be on a safer side, you need to go off grid and be your source of food. Rely on yourself. You have the sun, put up the solar. Live your life off grid. It will help you. It will add you an extra 20 years or an extra 15 years when you just try to live healthy. Somebody's saying that the US approach to food, you need to prove that something is hazardous to humans before you ban it. The EU approach to food, you need to prove that something is safe for human consumption before allowing it. Makes totally different. And I think even in Africa, we go with the second one, especially I'm not talking about my country, Kenya. We go with the second one. You need to prove that it is something safe for human consumption before allowing it. You don't have to prove that something is hazardous to human before it gets banned. That makes difference between the two. Somebody say that I watched this documentary about the Blue Zone a while back, and I remember hearing a story about a man who was dying of cancer. The doctors gave him a few months to live, so he left everything in the US and moved to Italy, since he figured he didn't have long. He didn't do anything different and ate whatever he wanted. He lost weight, got healthier, and lived to about 90 or so. What does that tell you? You know. Somebody also say that when was the last time anyone went to the produce section and actually could smell the fruits? I remember when I was younger and came home and couldn't tell if we had mangoes or citruses, oranges, etc., etc. Because majority of things have changed right now, and it's not the same. Somebody said that last year I was in Europe for 10 years. I was recovering from a dislocated knee, so I was walking with a cane and could only do about 3,000 steps a day before my pain was too much. I ate breakfast, which I never do, drank wine and soda. I only drink water, ate pizza, pasta, desserts, which is a rarely limit. I just knew I was going to gain at least 5 libs. I lost 3. No extra exercise, fewer vegetables and fruits, way more bread, pasta, and desserts. Something is wrong with our food in the US. And he's saying it. Right. So I really don't know what you think about this. So please let me know what you think about this video. Because people are sharing and showing you how they really feel different about what's happening right now with the food in the United States. So please let me know what you think about this. I'm your host and presenter Generic Stories, but until then, I'm hoping to see you on my next video. Peace, love, and harmony. Salute.